I think the President missed another opportunity to send a clear indication of his intent of changing things in the executive. But Deidre Dlamini once again survives a cabinet reshuffle. It's becoming quite laughable in that instance.
We've got to say we welcome the President's decision to merge telecommunication and communication. But what is of concern, we don't know if it was the right time to actually do it right now. We sit with a situation where we're talking about 5 ministers in a period of 21 months, and that 5 months before an election. What good is it going to do for the ministry?
The appointment of Stella. We really welcome that, because the statement of confidence to young black females, particularly African females, who are often overlooked in decisions of making, of decisions of power, not just in politics but across society. We must welcome those developments. But the cabinet is still, by and large, constituted by questionable, disreputable, old characters that have demonstrated incompetence. One, why is Ramaphosa still keeping Nomvula and recycling her, moving her from position to position? Why is Ramaphosa still keeping Deidre Dlamini? Why is Ramaphosa still having people like Naledi Pandor who have been in cabinet since the late 1990s? What value do they have to add?
Secondly, the president, of course, is conflicted because he's trying to balance the two warring factions within the ANC, and so he was not going to dare touch those, because he's going into an election and he wants to go into an election with an ANC that is working together. And so had he actually put the interests of the country first with this reshuffle, he feels that he would have actually cost himself the support of his own cadres. And it is precisely for that reason why we feel that this reshuffle was a whitewash.
He should have made the move to take out people like Deidre Dlamini and Nomvula Mkonyane out of cabinet, given their previous shenanigans when it comes to their inability to govern very well. But it's quite clear that his biggest concern now is sustaining the different factions in the ANC so that he's not vulnerable within his organization. But it's a major disappointment, because what has happened is people have just been moved from one portfolio to the rest.
I don't think that any thinking president would have brought in new people at this stage when elections are just around the corner. You just look at the chairs of your deck, then you exchange the chairs until you have the elections, and after the elections it's only then that people can say, is this cabinet reflective of young people and a number of other matters and permutations that people should worry about, but not to fill two positions that are there now. The president will not have looked outside of present cabinet members to fill these positions.
You've got ministers who are at the center of state capture. You've got ministers who have been wholly incompetent, whose ordered outcomes of the departments that they preside over paint a clear picture of people who are just out of depth in terms of what needs to be done. So what should have actually happened, if the president was serious, was for him to stamp his own sign of authority and overhaul the entire cabinet and introduce new people.
I think the President is in a difficult position. He's not, as far as I'm concerned, not necessarily in charge of his own party at this stage. And with the election coming up, I think he plans to strengthen his own position during the election.